Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is the dollar, massive arrests, Trump rejoicing, nukes, and also medical. Now, before I get started, I had an appointment. I'm going to ask for some prayer, okay? I had an appointment Wednesday with my heart doctor. Now, I'm not going to get into a bunch of personal stuff. You probably don't want to know, and I don't want to even talk about it. But since my dad died of a heart attack at 49 and I'm 71, it's something I need to watch. Long story short, he did an EKG and the girl doing it said, "Uh-oh." I said, "What?" She says, "You've got a flutter." I said, "What's that?" She said, "I'll let the doctor tell you." So the heart doctor came in and said, "Yep, you got a flutter." Now, I'm not going to go into all that and all the tests. I got to take a bunch of tests. But the point is, I've got to have my heart reset. And it's apparently a pretty big deal because my heart is not beating. Well, what he said was, okay, you see that bottom line there on the EKG? He said, that's your heartbeat. And it's supposed to be beating equally across there. And as you can see, it's not. Instead of going beep, 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 it's going beepity beep, 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 beepity beep. It's also, you see that line at the bottom? Looks like a wire going across there, kind of like a spring. Yes. He said, that's not supposed to be there either. He said, so what your heart is doing is it's not doing a beep, beep, beep. It's not right. He said, got to be reset. And so I've got to have that. Anyway, the point is, here's where I'm going to. So obviously, this sent me into doing some deep talking, and more than talking, listening to the Lord. And when I told Leslie, she says, "You know, the Lord's not done with you yet." And I say, "I know that. But let me get to the point. If I don't care about my health so much, but I would appreciate your prayers that these tests would all come out, that everything is okay. I do not think the Lord is done with me yet. But in the process, one of the things he told me is that just like You Be Ready said in his vision, that the show is about to begin. And I didn't hear an audible voice. I didn't have a dream or vision, angel vision, nothing that you'd really want me to say. I can only say in my heart. The Lord spoke to my heart and said that, actually, he said this whole heart thing is a test. It's a test for me. And he says, because a lot of the things that he has spoken to me, spoken to his other holy servants and prophets, that Prophecy Club has been blaring out for now some 40 years, are all about to start. The show is about to begin, just like You Be Ready said. And this heart thing is a test. And it's not just a test of my heart, it's a test of my heart. I'm not going to go into all that. I don't need to go into all that personal stuff. However, before I get off of that, I will say that we almost dipped into the red in our account today. And, you know, it's I started to say disheartening. Maybe that's the wrong word to say for the situation. But, you know, it's sometimes hard to keep your head up when you think you're doing right and it doesn't seem to be working. So if God has blessed you and you could help us, now would be a really good time. My point is, I believe he spoke to me saying that a lot of things that he's used me to warn you of are now at the door. Now, as I said in yesterday's program, about to begin for God and about to begin for us are two very different things. About to begin, I mean, like the Lord spoke to me June 27th of 2008 and said, "Stan, I will give you the money to drill the well in Israel." Now, every time I say that, my attorney tells me I have to give a disclaimer. We cannot guarantee we're ever going to get the money drilled for or hit oil in Israel. But that was in 2008. Okay, so here we are in 2025 and ain't arrived yet. But I believe that a lot of the promises he's given me, also a lot of the warnings I've given for him to you, are about to hit. And kind of like I said in yesterday's program, I didn't have much to bring you. I have even less today. I've got almost no emails. I need your emails. Thank you for your emails. And it doesn't seem like a lot is happening. But I want to tell you, in my heart, and I'm not talking about the one that's beating, I'm talking about the one, my spiritual heart, and what the Lord, I believe, spoke to my heart over all of this heart stuff. I'm using heart word probably too much. I think we're at the door. Now, I don't know when. I thought we were at the door in 2008. So here we are in 2025. So I don't know. You know, I told you August 8th, 2015, when I said, Lord, what do I say for the sermon tomorrow morning? And I heard words. It said, this is the time of miracles. As the judgment hits, so are my miracles. Miracles like no one has seen. Going back to Adam and Eve, you tell them, I will never leave them nor forsake them. I'm going to meet the devil inch for inch, step for step, pound for pound. Everything the devil does, I'm going to meet him. Well, that was 2015. So I thought, okay, the miracle's about to begin. Well, here we are, 10 years later, and they hadn't arrived yet. But I believe we're at the door. I mean, real close. I don't know when, but I believe it's real close. And this whole thing about the heart is in here. No audible voice, no angel visit. Believe me, I wish you'd tell me. It's close. Stan, I'm not done with you. It's close. And if you didn't listen to yesterday's program and the one before, I think it's very important that you go back and listen to those. Because the same thing happened today. I started not to even do a program because I thought, I don't have anything to say. And what kept coming to my heart is, yes, you do. You tell them. Have you ever heard the old saying, tell them what you're going to tell them what you told them? That's kind of what he wants me to do today. He wants me to let you know that the things that we have been watching for, that we have been warned of, that we don't want to come, some of them, are about to arrive. Now, there's some good sides. This new financial system that's about to come in. Again, I don't know when, but I can tell you that I should not say more, but I'm just saying it is at the door, and it's not kidding. What I told my wife, she says, yeah, we've heard that before. I said, no, we haven't heard this. We haven't had an executive order. And, you know, I shouldn't talk about that, but what I'm trying to say, my brothers and sisters, is I love you. I would appreciate your prayers. And if you can help us financially, that would be great. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to tell you the things we've been watching for. And I know we've all thought, yeah, you know, we keep hearing these warnings, we keep hearing it, and they never seem to arrive. We don't want them to arrive, most of them. But this financial system that's about to kick in is going to bless a lot of people, but it's also about to bring a lot of heartache, a lot of financial hurt to a lot of people. Look, you know, and I wish I didn't have to have sponsors, okay? I wish I could just get on here and bring what God is telling me to speak, and the money just rolls in, and we could grow and we could reach more people. But people don't like me. They don't like Dimitri. They don't like that warning message. They don't like Bible prophecy. They don't like the negative stuff. They want to live in their little world where they can have their children and have their job and go out and have to eat and off to the ball games and have a good time. They don't want to hear about that world. And so consequently, like Michael Boldea said, he said any ministry that's telling the truth is struggling financially because people don't like what we say. But one of these days, as he told me, when those prophecies I gave your wife begin to come to pass. People from all directions have begun to turn and listen to your ministry. There are ministries out there that have 500,000, sometimes 2 or 3 million subscribers, and we're going to pass them by like they're standing still. They don't know it. I'm about to say something I've thought in my heart a long maybe I shouldn't say anything. But I'm about to say something I thought in my heart I've thought to say many times. I've not said it. But as Leslie was told in an audible voice, this is now 25 years ago, she was told that Prophecy Club one day will be the largest prophecy ministry on the planet, on the globe, I think is what was said. Or maybe the largest prophecy ministry in the world. We're carrying the message that right now people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about Russians attacking and destroying us in 1 hour. They don't want to hear that. But when those prophecies leading up to that come to pass, all of a sudden, all of these other websites, these other channels out here that have the ears and eyes of so many people are going to be stunned to find out, you mean Prophecy Club had the truth? You mean what was being said was the truth the whole time? You mean I've been missing it? Yeah. Yeah. You've been missing it. But don't worry, God still has a plan. What I'm trying to say to you today, get ready. If you don't have Jesus in your heart, you better get him there. If you've got sins in your life, and by the way, we all do, okay, it's time to turn away from them, time to walk away from them, whether it's a bottle, whether it's a smoke, whether it's a girl or a boy, or whether it's lying, cheating, stealing. You know, the devil's got so many things he can trick and trap us with. What I'm trying to say is the new financial system is about to bring some rejoicing for some and probably a lot of heartache for most of the people out there. The massive arrests will bring a lot of rejoicing. And I'm about to read this. I think it's very important that I read this again. It might be one of the most important pieces of information we've got. Matter of fact, let's just go on to it. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to point out is this is Benjamin Fulford was told this. We've ruled this planet for thousands of years, and we'll destroy it rather than give it up. Now, what is about to happen is the Moloch and Baal worshippers, we're talking about the Illuminati, the 12 banking families, the Federal Reserve, Khazarian Mafia, deep state, there's lots of names for them. They're about to lose control of their finances. Trump is about to kick them out of it. He's about to bring in a new financial system to go around them, and they are not going to like it. I think that's what really killed JFK, is because he was coming out with a new financial system, as was Lincoln, and as was, what was the other one? You know, and he just touched me. I know I'm bringing you the message I'm supposed to be bringing you today. It might not be one you like, might not get a lot of views, but you should click like, share, and subscribe. Others need to see this. Let's go on. Probably what we're going to see in 25. This is not necessarily the order, but probably. And I'm about to read this to explain. In 2025, we're about to see a change in banking, a new financial system. Associated with that, we're going to see massive arrests. And that's going to bring rejoicing in the streets. Trump taking charge. Trump became president. Wait, I thought he was president. He's not president right now of the all capital United States of America. As you recall, he didn't put his hand in the Bible. And a lot of people think it's for a reason, because he would put his hand in the Bible for the new Constitution and the new republic called Republic of the United States. Bankers will be arrested. Then a suitcase nuke is going to be exploded. We'll shelter in place, and that's when we're going to need medical. I cannot guarantee it's happening in 25, but I sense it is. Now, I'm not I'm not giving a date. That's how you kill a ministry. Let me go on to what I think is one of the most important messages we need to look at. This way back in 2021, Jason Meeks, he's a ordained prophet through Leslie. The dream starts out, we stopped at an ATM machine to get some cash out for the toll road. I've read this many times, but I want to show you something. I think I saw today. I put in my card, I got $20 out into the transaction, but before I pulled off, I realized I needed more cash. So I put my card back in, got another $20, but now the fee on the receipt changed from $1 to $42 just from the ATM fee, which was usually $1 or $2. The transactions were within seconds of each other, meaning the point is the new financial system had changed. We are at the door for that happening now, and I've had that confirmed by two sources. As we drove back home, we stopped at a major bank. The television screens were showing massive arrests. An alert went out upon my cell phone that DJT was assuming control as the new president. I expected people would be rioting and looting, but people were happy, celebrating in the streets, almost like VJ Day after World War II. Now, hang on. See, before January 20th, we thought, oh, that's the inauguration of Donald Trump. But wait a minute, he didn't put his hand on the Bible. He swore the oath, but he didn't put his hand on that Bible. A lot of people think it's because he's coming out with a new constitution for a new republic, and that's what a lot of the other prophecies have said. Remember, Henry Groover was told that Trump will come back as a king. And there's been a lot of people saying, oh, he's a king. Well, that is kind of what it would take to clean up our nation, to shut down all these people that are fighting against him, for him to have whom he would he killed, whom he would he kept alive, whom he would he lifted up, whom he would have put down like Nebuchadnezzar. I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this fourth line. DJT was assuming control as the new president. See, we thought that happened January 20th. What if it hasn't happened yet? See, the reason I say this is because if you back up, the first thing it shows is that our financial system changed. We got a new financial system. That might be days or weeks away. Trump could come out with an executive order all of a sudden tomorrow we don't even know about, and all of a sudden, boom, everything's changed. If you go back and look at yesterday and the day before's programs, I'll give you reasons why that. Okay, so the first thing the prophecy says we'll see is a change in our financial system. Then there'll be great rejoicing as Trump takes control as the new president. We all thought that was saying inauguration January 28, 2025. But what if it wasn't? What if it was saying as not as number 47, but as, they brought in the all capital United States, the bankers did. I want to say it's like 1869 or 71 or something like that. And they snookered us, okay? So actually, I think Trump would be the 11th president. My point is, what if this is right on? What if we're about to see this? What if we see that it starts with a financial change the same day or thereabouts? All of a sudden, we see massive arrests. That would make sense. There's a lot of people right now saying, hey, man, all these people that Doge is finding, how come they're not being arrested? All of these protesters, how come they're not being arrested? Good question. Maybe they're waiting to flip the light on till they get all of the arrest warrants, now sealed indictments, all sealed. DJT is assuming control as the new president. Could it be that he's controlling, sworn as the new president of the new Republic of the United States? I expected people to be rioting and looting, but people are happy celebrating the streets like after VJ Day after World War II. In the dream, a man came to me and started crying, saying how all of his evil bosses have been arrested and rounded up. I think this is bankers, but I think it's also like USAID. I mean, billions of dollars. We've seen it. that have been found, they've been stealing from us. Evil boss has been arrested and rounded up, telling me he was now in charge of the bank. He was a Christian and had been praying for this for years. Could it be this is about to start? I believe that's what the Lord spoke to my heart. Let's go on. As people took to the streets in victory and celebration, we joined in. We jumped on the back of the fire truck to catch a ride in the parade because the streets were so full you could not walk. Everything was amazing. We haven't seen that in America. We have not seen that. Not in 2020, not in 2025. We have not seen that victory celebration. Okay, so since we haven't seen that, and Trump has been inaugurated January 20 of 2025, what's going to cause that? Could it be the massive arrests? It's got to be something that we haven't seen. See, that's my point. Then I heard a huge explosion. A suitcase nukes been detonated within the city. We didn't see the explosion. We heard the shockwave from it. See, we've ruled this planet for thousands of years and we'll destroy it rather than give us up. Can you see it now? We jumped off the truck, ran into the restaurant, jumped behind the bar for protection from the blast. But we were far enough away there was no mass nuclear effect, just broken windows, glasses, and an earthquake. Then an alert came over my cell phone. Nuclear emergency. Shelter in place. We were scared, but alive. See, to me that makes perfect sense because the evil devil, the Molochs, the people that worship Lucifer by name, I think, matter of fact, I don't know if you got this or not. I started to put this on a recent program too, but these drones have not gone away. They're still out searching. And I think it's because the suitcase nukes that were hidden in the 80s, before we had the radioactive detectors in the cities, now they're opening them up, those sealed or whatever they're sealed in, and they're setting off the radar detector or the radiation detectors. And so they're sending out these drones trying to find out what is causing it. And that's why it's done at night, because if it's done during the day, the sun's rays hold back the radiation. They can't find them or can't detect them as well during the day. I'm only saying if you look at this from the right angle with prophecy eyes on, you can see, I think, what I see. In other words, could it be these things are about to happen? Could it be that change in banking happens in the next few days to few weeks, maybe even a few months? And then the massive arrests, rejoicing in the streets, bankers arrested, suitcase nukes, shelter in place. I talked about this once before. Could it be 2025 really is the year of Trump's return against massive attacks, new financial system, massive arrests, celebration of the streets, suitcase nukes? Could that also have to do with the fall of the dollar? Not that Trump doesn't have anything to do with it, but what if Trump is actually the primary person causing it? Because if it's not broken, don't fix it. So first you got to break the old dollar system to bring in the new system that goes around the Federal Reserve, around the dollar, around the 12 banking families of the Federal Reserve. Does that make sense? Then all of a sudden, we get into this problem where, say, Trump is a big peace guy. He wants to bring peace not just to Ukraine and Russia, but also between Hamas and Israel. So what happens if Trump forces Israel to split and give the Palestinians a state as Leslie was told? That's high probability we could see that before June 1st, which is the last day of the counting of the Omer. That happened, and all of a sudden the prophecies that Leslie was given start coming to pass. People from all directions begin to turn and listen to our ministry. And I'm probably at that point being Israel looking for oil. I'm only saying. There it is. I hope you see it. January 9th, 2005. I said, Lord, tell me what is the next 9/11. At that time, I'd forgotten about the suitcase nukes. I mean, good grief, this guy came to speak to us in 1998 telling us about suitcase nukes. So by 2005, I wasn't thinking about it. But that night I had a dream that showed me that there would be a series of suitcase nuclear bombs all across America, regardless of who actually plants it or who they say did it. The people behind it would be the international bankers or the Moloch and ball worshippers. You can call them the Federal Reserve, the Deep State, the 12, the Illuminati. There's a lot of names for them. They would use sophisticated bombs. One would hit a regional bank, destroying the records and the backups. This would put billions of dollars into their own hands while throwing the U.S. economy into a free fall. I want to believe that part is not going to come for at least 6 months down the road. I want to believe that the first thing we have is some rejoicing and at least 6 months to enjoy the new financial system with the new dollar, with all of the blessings coming to the churches and things like that. Remember, that's what Shane Warren was told. I want to believe that. Now, whether that comes to pass, I don't know. And I'm going to conclude with this. As you recall, 12/9 of 24, look over to the left there in the green, the federal government, this is back under Biden, put out that they wanted to buy 224,601 packages of blister packs of potassium iodide. When a nuclear bomb hits, this fallout is like powder. It goes every place. These pills are a simple fix. They're like, go to prophecyclub.com. We got a special on them now. You get 10 bottles for $150. So prophecyclub.com. And if you can help us with a donation, that would be appreciated too. Yeah, I want to remind you that Joseph's Kitchen still has site-wide free shipping. I don't think they've ever done this, but this is a really big discount on everything. Right now, everything there, you can get free shipping on it. And since a lot of the things that they ship, the wheat and all that sort of stuff, are really heavy. I mean, a lot of times they come on pallets. So to get free shipping, that's a big deal. Joseph's, with an S, kitchen.com. Also, if you watched the program yesterday, I interviewed Jonathan Rose, and he's with Genesis Gold Group or prophecyclubgold.com. Get a hold of him, 800-200-GOLD. Also, if you want some prepper bars, there's the phone number. And if you want to, now for the first time, if you have crypto and you want to put that into an IRA, for the first time, they've just set it up, you can call these guys, or actually you go to the website, blocktruστira.com. 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 And it'll tell you all about it. If you don't even understand crypto, he says that place will help you to understand it.